2024 NBA Finals are officially upon us. We officially have our matchup, the Western Conference champions, the 5-seeded Dallas Mavericks, taking on the 1-seeded Eastern Conference champions, the Boston Celtics. The Celtics have had, some would say, an easier road to the finals. They've only lost 2 games, currently sitting at 12-2 during this playoff run. The Mavericks, on the other hand, have gone through the Clippers, the Thunder, and the Timberwolves, and have a 12-5 record going into this series. Today we'll break down everybody that is going to play in the series and that will be a factor in the series, as well as my personal prediction for how the series is going to go. Starting off with the main 4, the stars for each of the 2 teams. For the Celtics, it's Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, and for the Mavericks, it is Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving. Their stats will be on the screen here, and as you can see, these 4 take the most shots, score the most points, everything we've seen all playoffs long. These are their playoff stats. And even during the regular season, these were the 4 guys that led this team. There's no surprises here. These are the main 4 guys to watch in this matchup. I would expect the Finals MVP to be one of these 4, regardless of who wins. Moving on to the Boston Celtics key players. This is who is going to fill out their rotation. We have Derek White, Drew Holiday, Al Horford, and Peyton Pritchard. All of these guys have played major minutes throughout this playoff run and have been contributing factors to their success throughout this season and this playoff run. This is the rest of their starting 5 alongside most of their rotation. These are the guys that have played consistently in every single game. I mean, you look at this roster and you understand why they're here, because, when you have your guard play being Derek White, Drew Holiday, and Peyton Pritchard alongside Jaylen Brown, you understand why they're having so much success this season. Then you pair Al Horford with Jason Tatum and then Kristaps Porzingis that we'll get into later. You understand why they're the 1 seed, why they were so dominant, and why they are here in the finals. Now, for the Dallas Mavericks, their key players are Derrick Jones Jr., Daniel Gafford, and Derek Lively. These are all big men or wing. Derrick Jones Jr. is more of a wing, but Daniel Gafford and Derek Lively are their 1-2 punch at the center position. Picking up Daniel Gafford mid-season was a great pickup for them to really round out this rotation. And these 2 have worked well together. Derek Lively has been dealing with some injuries after that Timberwolves series. We'll see if those linger. That's yet to be determined, but if he stays healthy, he's going to be very important to the Mavericks' success. Now, each team's X factors, starting with the Boston Celtics, it's going to be Kristaps Porzingis. His stats are on the screen for the playoffs. He's only played 4 games so far. If he can get healthy and stay healthy, it's going to be very, very helpful for the Boston Celtics, because it brings another level to this team that has not really been seen a lot this playoff run. He's been really important to this team's success during the regular season, and I'm sure that will continue in the finals, but he needs to get healthy and stay healthy to be a factor in this playoff run. As for the Dallas Mavericks, their X factor is PJ Washington. They got him from a trade from the Charlotte Hornets mid-season, and he has been great for them ever since, and especially in this playoff run. His stats are on the screen now, and he's just been everything that they've needed. First of all, they need to lock him up long-term, no matter what, after this year. Make sure he sticks around, because he's going to be fantastic for their success moving forward, but he is their X factor. Aside from Luka, PJ Washington has the most double-doubles in this playoff run with 3. Daniel Gafford has 1. Derek Lively has 2. To put it in perspective, Luka has 13. But, he's a multifaceted player. It shows right there just with his stats. He's a guy that's going to blow up for a game or 2 and win them a game or 2. That's why he's the X factor for them. My personal prediction, I have the Mavs in 7. I think that both games 1 and 2 will be split, 3 and 4 will be split. We'll be going into game 5 with a 2-2 series, and then we will end up with the Mavericks winning in 7. Now, I know the Celtics have less games played. I think that's actually going to play against them. They're not as battle-tested as the Mavs were coming out of the West. Now, I think this would go the other way if, say, the Mavs had played every single series was a 7-game series. They'd played 21 games. And if the Celtics have only played their 14, that's a 7-game difference. That's a pretty substantial difference. Right now, it is just a 3-game difference. So I don't think fatigue is going to be a big factor in the series when it comes to the difference in games played. I mean, 3 games is really not that big of a deal, especially when we get towards the end of this series. If it does go to 7, both the teams are going to be fatigued at the exact same level, in my opinion. I just don't think those 3 games would matter as much as if the Mavs had been through 3 straight 7-game series. That would change my prediction and my outlook for the series, but I think that both teams are relatively close in the amount of games played, and I think the Mavs are more battle-tested, so I think they will win in 7. And with that, I think Luka Doncic wins his first Finals MVP this season alongside his first championship. If the Celtics do win, I think Jason Tatum gets his first Finals MVP. I'm going to go with the 2 most generic Finals MVP predictions. I could see, obviously, Jaylen Brown or Kyrie getting one, but I don't think this is going to be a year where an Andre Iguodala type of player like a PJ Washington or a Derek White wins it. Wouldn't surprise me, but they would have to have 2-3 games where they absolutely blow up. I just don't see that happening. I think we're going to see one of the stars win Finals MVP. So yeah, let me know what your Finals prediction is and what you think of this matchup down below. And other than that, I'm out. Peace.